"Little man is on fire! Little man can't get out!" These were the screams that echoed through the Leininger household in Lafayette, Louisiana. But the little man wasn't a toy. According to 2-year-old James Leininger, the little man was him. This is not a story of a child's overactive imagination. This is the most documented case of verified past life recall in American history. Bruce and Andrea Leininger were a typical modern American couple. Bruce, a devout Christian and human resources executive, was a staunch skeptic of anything paranormal. They didn't watch war documentaries, they didn't have model planes. Their son, James, was a normal toddler, until the night terrors began just after his 2nd birthday. It started with the kicking. James would lie on his back, kicking at the air as if trying to kick his way out of a coffin. When his mother asked who the little man was, James replied simply, "Me." He told his parents he flew a Corsair. He said his plane was hit in the engine and crashed into the water. When his father, trying to debunk the claim, asked where the plane took off from, the toddler had a name ready: the Natoma. The details became impossible to ignore. James told his father that his plane had big fat tires and that he always checked them before takeoff. He mentioned a friend named Jack Larsen who flew with him. At age 3, while playing with a toy plane, he pointed to a small bump on the underside and called it a drop tank. His parents had no idea what a drop tank was. Bruce Leininger spent years trying to prove his son wrong. He discovered that the USS Natoma Bay was indeed a small escort carrier in the Pacific. He tracked down the ship's veteran association. There, he found a pilot named Jack Larsen who was still alive. And he found the only pilot from the Natoma Bay killed during the Battle of Iwo Jima, a 21-year-old named James Huston Jr. The verification became hauntingly personal. When James was shown a photo of the Iwo Jima coastline, he pointed to the exact spot where his plane went down. But the most chilling moment occurred when James met James Huston's surviving sister, Anne. Without being prompted, the young boy called her by her childhood nickname, a name only her dead brother would have known. Skeptics argue that James could have picked up the information from a stray television program. But how does a 2-year-old memorize the roster of a specific WWII aircraft carrier? Dr. Jim Tucker of the University of Virginia, who studied the case, notes that the emotional trauma displayed by James was consistent with PTSD, not childhood play. James Leininger is a man now. The memories of the cockpit and the fire have faded into the background of a normal life. But the documentation remains, a bridge between a life ended in 1945 and one begun in 1998. Does the soul have a flight path we simply cannot see? What would you do if your child started remembering a life that wasn't theirs?